Once upon a time, before all the steroid users came in and ruined our perceptions of what it's like to have a good, lean physique, we had our boy, Tyler Durden from Fight Club. Absolutely shredded, absolutely jacked. And we were like, this is the kind of physique that we want to get to. The good news is you can achieve this physique. And if you do, all these 3 steps and you're guaranteed to get it. Step number 1, proportions. You need to build a physique that has the right proportions. Just being massive isn't the answer. You need to have the muscle in the right areas. And the right areas so that you can build this. The V-taper. And for that you need to focus. This is not just saying don't ignore all the other muscle groups. I'm just saying these are the muscles that you want to focus on. 1 is the shoulders and 2 is the back. To build the shoulders, especially when you're wanting to build a width, you're going to be hitting your lateral delts, and this is what I would do, and it's what I'm doing currently. 2 times lateral raises per week. So you train them twice a week, 3 sets till failure. So this is the benefit of having a 3-day program or a 4-day program, the fact that you can hit your side delts twice a week, and you want to do them for 3 sets till failure. And why failure? Because they're a small group. A small muscle group means that other muscles are always going to try and get involved. You want to always be hitting them so that you can actually feel a good burn, and failure is the best option for that for me. So hit them twice a week till failure and focus on following your insertion point. What I mean by that is if you move your hand up and down like here, you'll see your shoulder muscle inserting at a certain point in your arm. And for some people it's more to the side, some people it's a bit more to the front. Mine's a bit more to the front, and you want to be doing your lateral raises following that line. Do it nice and controlled with good form as well. Number 2 is to go your back. For me, bro, I don't do much else apart from this pull-ups. If you can get to the point where you're doing 3 sets of 10 reps, you're 99%, I think, guaranteed to have a pretty good back, because not many people can do that. With pull-ups, you just need to build up to it. If you can't do a pull-up yet, focus on doing assisted pull-ups, do some inverted body rows with a barbell, and lower your weight, because it might be that you've got too much weight so you can't do a pull-up. But if you do them, bro, I'm telling you, you're going to get a sick back. You can change your grip, so you can do normal pull-ups, wide pull-ups, chin-ups, and you're hitting so many different muscle groups at the same time. It's just a bang for your buck exercise. I don't do deadlifts. I don't really risk my lower back anymore because it's not worth it for me. Bang these out and you're going to start building some really good proportions, especially if you're early in the game. The second point to building that Tyler physique is you have to be lean. And when I say lean, you want to be probably around the 10 to 15% body fat range. But the mistake you want to avoid is this. You don't want to be lean and looking like a twig. You want to be lean and having sufficient muscle development. I would honestly say this process here, if you're listening to good advice and you dial your nutrition in, will probably take at least 2 to 3 years. That's me being completely honest. In my opinion, from what I think, it would probably take you that if you're starting early. However, if you're a genetic phenomenon, you might be able to cut that down. But the other thing is, if you're skinny anyway, then you probably won't need to go on a cut. You might just be able to put the muscle on. But I'm talking about the guys that are in that skinny fat range or something. You'd want to build the muscle first, get enough size, and then go on a cut. And this is why, because when you're on a cut is when you can start to see the shape of your muscles. You can start to see your abs, which are key. Like the visible abs won't come till you get to around 15-20% anyway. But the Tyler physique, you can literally see all of his abs popping, and that is around the 10-12% body fat percent mark. So, and then the vascularity as well. If you've seen the guys that are in the gym that are wearing vests that look shredded, you can see the arm veins, the forearm veins, everything just popping out. It's because they've got good muscle development plus being lean enough as well. 2 massive keys that you need to have to look in quality. This is sort of like the fighter physique, because if you've seen the guys at UFC fighters, they're not massive, these athletes are not huge. They've got good muscle development, but they're lean as well, which makes their physique look bigger as well. It's almost like an illusion too. When you can see more muscle development and more insertions and more roundness of your physique, you actually look bigger than you actually are. How do you actually get lean? Would be my advice. Deficit of 100 to 200. Number 2, high protein. Number 3, train intense. Step 1, deficit of 100 to 200 calories. Why am I not saying do a 300, 400, 500 calorie deficit? That is because the more intense and the more fast you try to lose weight, the more chance you have of losing muscle, which we don't want to do. Our game is to retain the muscle as much as possible. So if you do a small deficit of 100 to 200 calories and you extend it over a longer period of time, you can slowly chip away at the fat while retaining as much muscle as possible. And that relates to point 2, high protein. Protein is basically the building block of muscle. So if you have a calorie or macros that's change in a way that you have more protein in your diet, you're more likely to hold muscle. And number 3 is to train intense. You don't want your intensity to drop because then your muscles are not getting stimulated enough. You want to be hitting them hard, even when you're cutting, to make sure that you're pushing it, you're still going to keep that size there as well. So don't just think I'm cutting now so it's time to slack. You want to be training hard. A bit of a personal story from me as well. This is probably the biggest change in confidence I ever had in my life, was probably building a physique that I would actually consider to be lean and aesthetic and well respected. Well, before then, when I got to uni, I was always like comparing myself to everyone else. All the other guys, I was like, bro, why am I not this tall? I didn't have a beard. I was like, bro, why am I not got any facial hair? Everyone else has got beards at like 19, 20. I hit puberty at like 22 or something. But when I came back from COVID and I took my life seriously and I seriously focused on getting a ripped and shredded physique, I started to actually value. I used to look at myself in the mirror and think, bro, this is actually pretty cool what you've done here. You should be a little bit proud of yourself. And these sort of talks never was in my mind before. But when I actually stuck to something difficult, I had a vision in my mind and I actually achieved it, my confidence just went skyrocket. And especially if that thing involves you looking in the mirror and seeing an absolutely shredded physique look back, bro, I'm telling you right now, your confidence will at least double. Well, it did for me anyway. So keep that in mind as well. The next thing, which many people probably won't tell you, is that you need to maintain this training cycle. If you want to build more lean muscle, or if you want to cut down a bit more, you need to have a way of sticking to the game plan for a long enough period of time for these changes to accrue, basically. What a bad boy word, accrue. Sound like some finance guru or something. Right. How do I maintain training regularly? I don't think I've missed a session apart from going on holiday when I went to India for the past 3 years. I think every single week I've been hitting the gym off the top of my head. I think I had food poisoning 1 week as well, actually. But apart from that, every week I'm there. And this is why I only train 3 to 4 days a week. I'm either doing a 3-day full body split or I'm doing a 4-day upper lower split. That's because when I get to the gym, I can hit it hard, like I mentioned earlier, just focus on the session and then it's done. I don't need to spend any extra additional hours doing fluff workouts with exercises that don't really matter, just for the sake of being in the gym, just so I can tell my mate, oh, I'm training 6 days a week, even though I've not made many progress anyway. But if you're training 3 or 4 days, you've got a balance and you can maintain that over a longer period of time, especially when your life gets busier. The next thing I do to maintain is I have a meal plan. This could be one of the biggest tips I would give you to just eat consistently, is just have a meal plan, because in that way you take out something called decision fatigue. Let's just say you have a day where you have to make 100 choices versus a day where you have to make 50 choices. The day you make 100 choices, you're going to be more tired even if you know it or not. It's just natural, it's how it works. Whereas the day where you have to make no choices, where you're more relaxed, you're just in a better headspace. You're going to make even better choices going forward. So if you have a meal plan, it takes the decision out of the game. So I know morning I'm eating this, lunch I'm eating this, dinner I'm eating this, and I can use my mental energy for other things. Like, I need to script this video, I need to focus on making a good video. This is where my mental energy is going. I don't want to focus on what I'm going to eat. And the thing with a meal plan is, once it's set up, it's already going to be set up to tick the calories that you need to get in shape or stay in shape or whatever your goal is. So you ticking off a meal plan, this is the benefits you're going to get. Reduce mental fatigue, you're going to make more progress towards your goals, and it's going to save you time as well. So it's literally 3 things you're getting from doing a meal plan. And people keep telling me, oh, what if I want to eat different things all the time. If you get bored, just switch it up. Or you scale it back so you have 2 backbone, like 2 crucial meals, which means 2 meals that you don't change, you eat all the time every day, and then 2 meals which you might want to switch up on a daily basis because you want to be a bit more experimental or something. But this ain't Gordon Ramsay, bro. I'm telling you from me, if you want to get shredded, the easiest way for me, my opinion, is have a meal plan. The next to maintain it is having a habit tracker. Every single habit I've ever implemented in my life, be it going to the gym, sleeping and waking up at the same time, even following a meal plan, 5 times of prayer, every single thing has come from having a habit tracker. And it is the most powerful thing because you're actually seeing visual progress of your inputs. Everyone talks about, oh, set goals, but this is something I learned from James Clear, right? Winners and losers have the same goals. Everyone wants to get shredded. Everyone wants to have an amazing wife, pretty wife. Everyone wants to have a fancy car. Everyone wants to have a business. So why does everyone not have that? It's because the losers focus on the goals while the winners focus on the inputs, the habits, the daily actions. So how do you make sure you're in the winners categories? By tracking your inputs, your actions. That's by having a habit tracker. Put it on your wall. It's very simple. Write down the days on the left, put a couple of habits that you have on the top, and just go through and tick them. And this starts to give you accountability as well. Right now, it's not your mum or your teacher that's telling you to do something. It's, okay, can I be responsible for myself? Can I be accountable for myself? And when you have a habit tracker, you start to build that in. And the next, which is so important, which I don't know why people don't do, is just visual progress. Because look, we've got the habit tracker tracking our inputs, but then we need to see if we're making moves. When I was in my fat loss phase, when I came back from COVID, right, the one thing that I loved was just seeing, I was taking photos like every week of my sessions, and week from week I wouldn't see much progress. But when I give it like 6 weeks and I see a photo from 6 weeks before and after, I'm like, oh my days, I'm actually starting to lose weight and I'm starting to lose that fat. And I put some pictures here just so you can see the progress. Like, you can literally see how I started off with fat, then slowly the abs started to show, then I started to get more diced. And just seeing that progress going through gives you a mental win. You're like, oh, you know what, I'm actually making progress. I'm not just falling behind on the game. When you're down and you feel like quitting, it'll give you the extra edge to keep going. Such a massive thing. Recently, I've been struggling to grow my YouTube. Like, it's not been going the way that I wanted to. It's not been growing as fast as I wanted to. So I just decided, you know what, let me look at my subscriber count over when I started. And to me, it feels like I've not made progress over this time. But when I looked at the subscriber count, I was like, you know what, bro, you started with 0. And I can see myself, it might go up and down slightly, but over the long period of time, like, it's doing this. It's here, it starts, and then it goes up, and it goes like that, and then like that, and then like that, and then like that, and then like that. But this is the problem, right? This is so important. I'm here focused on just this little decline bit there. So I'm just thinking about only that little drop, when in reality I've made a full gain up here. Do you see? This is the importance of tracking visual progress, because you might be in a little dip here, but if you have visual progress that goes back from the start, you can see overall, oh, I'm in a plus, I'm making moves. But just because you're in the moment right now, you might be in a little negative, so you think, oh, I'm not making progress, let me just quit. When in reality, this is the key thing. You're still making moves, but if you don't track the progress, you won't be able to see that, and that'll be the reason why you give up. And the reason why you don't get to that shredded Tyler physique. That's it. That's the simplicity of it. If you follow these things, follow these steps, yes, there's more to it, but if I had to give you the bare bones, this is how you're going to get that physique. This is how I got it anyway, if I do say so myself that I've got it. But yeah, if you like this kind of video, let me know, drop it in the comments. I just thought I'd try something a bit different. But as always, bro, you know the message. Keep building, keep progressing. I'll catch you in the next one.